All right, so you're getting a new PC, which is awesome. But then you hit that first big choice, Windows 11 Home or Windows 11 Pro. Today, we're going to break down exactly what the difference is so you can pick the right one for you.
You've spent all this time picking out the perfect processor, the right graphics card. You're ready to go. And then bam, this question. And believe me, it seems like a small thing, but it actually has some pretty important consequences down the line.
Because, this isn't just a different name on the box. If you get it wrong, you could end up paying for a bunch of pro-level features you'll literally never touch. Or, even worse, you could be missing that one crucial tool you really need.
Okay, let's just cut right to the chase here. For the vast majority of people, Windows 11 Home is the answer. It's built for everything we do day to day, browsing, gaming, email, you name it. Pro, on the other hand, is specifically tailored for businesses and, the tech enthusiasts who need that extra layer of control and power.
But before we get totally lost in what's different, let's get one thing perfectly clear. No matter which one you pick, you're getting the full modern Windows 11 experience. The foundation, the core of it all, is exactly the same.
That means you get that slick, redesigned start menu and desktop, the amazing snap layouts for organizing your windows, seriously, a game changer, and the new widgets. You also get wild new stuff like running Android apps and built-in support for Linux. Oh, and of course security features like Windows Hello for logging in with your face, that's standard on both.
And for all you gamers out there, I want you to listen really closely to this. There is absolutely no performance difference between Home and Pro. Zero. You get all the key gaming tech, direct storage for lightning-fast load times, auto HDR, game mode in both versions. So please, don't spend extra on Pro thinking you're going to get more frames per second. You won't.
Okay, now let's get into the good stuff. The Pro Toolkit. This is where Home and Pro really go their separate ways. That Pro really stands for professional, and these tools are all about business and enterprise.
First up is a massive security feature called BitLocker. Think of it like a digital Fort Knox for your entire hard drive. If your laptop ever gets lost or stolen, BitLocker's encryption makes every single file completely unreadable to anyone who doesn't have your password. It's an absolute must-have for protecting sensitive info.
And in that same vein, you've got Windows Information Protection, or WIP for short. This is a really clever feature that helps prevent accidental data leaks. It basically teaches the computer to tell the difference between your stuff and work stuff, so you can't accidentally paste a confidential company report into your personal email.
Then there's group policy. If you've ever worked in a big office, this is the magic behind the scenes. It's basically a master control panel for the IT department. It lets them manage settings, enforce security rules, and push out software to hundreds, maybe even thousands of computers all at once.
And that's not all. Pro has all the essential stuff for connecting to a corporate network, like supporting Active Directory, and also lets IT admins have super precise control over when your computer gets updates with Windows Update for Business. These are all tools that Windows Home just, doesn't have.
But Pro isn't just for the corporate world. It also has a handful of really cool features that are perfect for developers, tech enthusiasts, and just anyone who likes to tinker under the hood.
The biggest one is probably Hyper-V. This is Microsoft's own virtualization tool. What does that mean? It lets you create and run a completely separate operating system, like a full version of Linux or even another copy of Windows, inside a little window on your desktop. It's like having a computer inside your computer. Incredibly useful for developers or anyone who wants to experiment safely.
Now, if running a whole separate OS sounds like overkill, there's Windows Sandbox. And this is brilliant. Think of it as a disposable, self-destructing copy of Windows. You can pop it open, run a sketchy program you downloaded, and then when you close the sandbox, poof, everything inside it is completely gone forever, and your main computer is totally safe.
So the difference is pretty simple, right? Hyper-V is for setting up a permanent virtual machine that you're going to use again and again. Sandbox is for a quick, one-time, super secure test. It's an amazing security tool.
Pro has a couple of other key perks too. It lets your PC host a remote desktop session, which means you can access your entire desktop from another computer over the internet. And, this is a big one for a lot of people, Pro lets you set up your computer with a classic, old-school local account. No need to sign in with a Microsoft account if you don't want to.
Now, let's talk about raw hardware limits, because this is where things get a little crazy. Windows Home maxes out at 128 gigabytes of RAM and one CPU, which, let's be honest, is a ton. But Windows Pro, It supports up to a staggering 2 terabytes of RAM and 2 physical CPUs. That's just an insane amount of horsepower.
But let's bring it back down to earth for a second. As impressive as those numbers are, for gaming, browsing the web, doing your work, you will never, ever get close to the limits of Windows Home. That pro-level hardware support is strictly for things like high-end scientific workstations that are basically servers.
Okay, we've gone through what's the same, what's different for businesses, and the cool perks for power users. So how do you actually make the final call? Well, it really just comes down to answering 3 quick questions. First off, is this computer for a business? Do you need to connect it to your office network where they manage everything? If the answer is yes, just stop here. You need Pro. End of story. Second question, are you dealing with sensitive data, client information, company secrets, stuff that would be a complete disaster if it fell into the wrong hands? If so, you need the full disk encryption that BitLocker gives you, and that means you need Pro.
And finally, question number 3. Are you a developer, an IT professional, or just a tech geek who wants to run virtual machines or have that secure sandbox to play in? If you're nodding along right now, you're going to want the tools in Pro.
And honestly, that's all there is to it. If you answered no to all 3 of those questions, then Windows 11 Home is absolutely the version for you. It's powerful, it's secure, and it's got everything you'll ever need. But if you answered yes to even one of them, then that extra investment for Pro is definitely going to be worth it.
So you see, the choice is a lot clearer than it might seem at first. It's not about which one is better, it's about which one is the right tool for the job you need to do. So now that you know your tool, the only question left is, what are you going to create with it?